Good morning, family. Good morning, family. Don't forget, grow some trees, grow some food, grow something. Let's get started. Good morning, family. So today is one of those days where I have to take care of a bunch of little jobs out here in the garden so that those little jobs don't turn into big jobs, and that is garden repairs. So if you've been gardening for some years, especially if you use wood like I do, you know that wood is a natural product and it breaks down over the years. So today I'm going to be out here doing a few repairs, a few minor adjustments, nothing big, but doing those little things helps keep those little things from becoming huge problems. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to start over here with the planter box that I built right at the beginning of the pandemic. And I'm going to try not to disturb this little guy because I need them this year. I need them to take care of all the roly-polies that are destroying my garden. So we'll go this way. If you guys remember this planter box, I built it at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was mostly from scrap wood and old pallets. I used nails, but over the years with water and everything, wood tends to warp. So I'm going to come back through here and I'm going to put some screws in there. Also, you will notice that it is slightly leaning that way. So I'm going to come back in because I didn't use any type of brackets across the middle because, like I said, this was scrap wood. So I'm going to come back in with a 2x4, maybe 2 on each side, and put some brackets across the middle to keep that from leaning in that direction. You know, once you start putting the weight of the soil and your plants in there, you know, water, and that weight kicks in, you know, it starts to lean a little bit. All right, so now we're going to come over here to my big planter box, and this one needs just a few minor adjustments. I remember painting and staining this, and I had to go, like, literally, I had to drive probably 60 miles to find the rest of the stain to even finish this, because everybody was out of everything. Everything was so hard to find. So I am going to put another coat of the stain on here, and the same thing with the paint. You can see this whole side over here is peeling and chipping, but my main concern, even with, you know, the containers, I had ordered these online from Lowe's and they came and they were the perfect size, but you know what? I could only get 5 of them. I can't get another one now. There's just no more. But if you watch the video, you know, in the bottom, I took apart an old baby gate and I used it to support the containers in here. Well, once again, like I said, after you use wood and everything for so long and you're, you know, got water and soil and everything dripping on it, it changes its shape. So it's kind of warping and it's sagging down. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out of there, or maybe I'll leave it just for a little extra support. And I'm going to add some wooden slats across the bottom of there. And since I couldn't find another container that is exactly like these, I went and I found one that's a little bit bigger, and I'm going to see if it will fit in this space. And it will probably sit, the edges will probably be up top up here, but that's okay. It'll give me a little bit more growing room. And so you guys can see how everything is kind of leaning now. Yeah, that's because that wood that's in there is warping a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and change that out. You know what? I actually have an old rabbit's cage in there, and I'm wondering if I take it apart, will I be able to put the metal in there? That might be a little bit better. But that's what I'm going to be working on today. Started digging up the lawn over here because now that spring has sprung, I realized that between the gophers and the grubs, there was no more lawn left. It is all weeds out here. So I went ahead and I took up this entire side. I'm gonna have to go through now and pull all of those weeds out of there. And that's what I really want to work on today, so that I can get some grass seeds in. But I gotta do the other stuff first. And then I will work on the other side over there. The other side still has patches of grass. It's just really kind of worn down and walked on. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and reseed that side. But this whole side, I'm going to go ahead and take all of these weeds out of here and throw down some fertilizer and some grass seeds and water that in really well and see if I can get a new lawn on this side. If you guys have been waiting for your fruit trees to bear fruit, especially your citrus trees, you guys might remember my issue with this Mandarin Orange tree. I had this tree for 2 years, I think, and it didn't bear me any fruit. I mean, it got 1 or 2 blooms one year and that was it. And then this past season, it just bloomed and it gave me all of this fruit. And this year, it is already pushing out tons and tons of blooms. I mean, these guys are everywhere. This tree is covered in blooms, and yes, it smells so good. You guys wouldn't believe what it smells like out here right now, which I really love because, like I said, all of my neighbors have dogs right now, and yeah, I get a huge whiff of doggy debris every morning. But this is my, what is this, my 3rd or 4th year with this Nagami Kumquat. I mean, my bad. That's the Nagami over there. We'll get to that one in a minute. This is with the Mandarin Orange, and like I said, it is covered in blooms this year. This is the most blooms that I have seen on this tree, and there's probably a couple of hundred of them on there. This little baby right here, this Mexican lime, it has been pushing out blooms and fruit from the moment that I brought it home, and it does not stop. Once all of the fruit is gone, it already is setting out blooms already, getting ready to push out more fruit. The same with this Meyer Lemon. It has had fruit on it since the day that I brought it home. I picked all the fruit off of it the first year when it had all the little baby fruit on there, and I just let it develop a very nice and apparently productive root system because it has been pushing out lemons ever since. This little tree never, ever, ever disappoints. It constantly pushes out fruit. As for my Loquat tree, for the first 2 years, I got beautiful fruit off of it, and then nothing last year. I didn't get anything this past season, so I did up pot it. I moved it over here to this location. I'm getting lots and lots and lots of new leaves. So I'm taking that as a good sign, and hopefully I will get lots and lots of fruit this year because I really love my Loquats. Sorry about the sirens, you guys, but you know, I am in an urban setting. And there is a senior citizens complex down the street, so we get a lot of sirens over here. Sadly, but we do. And look at this little guy. If you guys remember, I had an issue with this one also. So this is the red semi-dwarf grapefruit, and when I bought it, it had 2 pieces of fruit on it. I let those ripen. I harvested them. It was so delicious, and then that was it. I didn't get anything. So once again, I up potted, added fertilizer, made sure the roots were watered in really well, and look at this. It is covered also this year in blooms. So hopefully I will get some fruit out of that. And if I don't, you know what? It smells really good. The Nagami Kumquat. Now, when I bought this little tree, it was way down here, and I actually did get fruit that year, and that was it. It hasn't given me fruit since. So it was already in this container, and what I did was I kind of pulled it out, raised the soil, added more fertilizer, and moved its location also. And look at this. So I've got blooms here, I've got some over there, and even over here. Ooh, got some down in there too. So hopefully that means I am going to get fruit this year. This is supposed to be a self-pollinating tree. And hopefully it will do its thing. And look at the pomegranate. It is already pushing out buds. I've had to chase the squirrel away a few times because I am going to get me a pomegranate this year. Last year it dropped all of its fruit. It did fruit twice. It dropped all of it except for one, and it was big and beautiful and it was almost ripe. And I came out here one day to check on it and it was gone. And I found it half eaten on the ground. So it took everything in me not to kill the squirrels. But this year I'm hoping for some fruit. The same with the apple tree. It's got beautiful blossoms on it right now. So I'm hoping that I get a few apples this year. The Golden Delicious over there, it's not blooming yet or pushing out buds. Well, there are a couple little tiny ones on there, but hopefully it's going to give me some fruit this year. All right, as usual, I'm kind of procrastinating this morning, and it's a gorgeous day. I just kind of want to admire the garden. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done over there, so I have to get busy. All right, that's one job down. It's not perfect, but it is done. Okay.
Kill it. You want us to kill the grub? It's a slug.
And this right here. See that guy? Now I gotta have a fight. I know it's really bright out here now, but you guys can see what I was talking about with the wood. And I mean, it's still good. It still holds, but I'm just gonna add an extra slat in there just here in the middle for that part that's sagging down, and hopefully they'll sit a little bit more even. This one's really heavy.
Oh yeah, that's How can this wood hold this? This is strong.
What? I should have put two of yours.
I thought there was one in the middle.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need to put another one right here. Here, let's put this one. You can lift that side? Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I was light on this side.
That one's not as heavy, huh? You got it? All right. Take it out.
Take it out.
Take it out.
Second
got it?
time? Yeah.
All right.
Second time it felt heavier.
Lift, we're just gonna put it right here. You ready? Up, 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 up. There you go.
Where do these spiders come from?
They like living under stuff like this. It's dark. Nothing can see them. You don't have to worry about birds attacking them or anything.
Bird attack.
You ready?
That's good.
Yeah, so we'll lean that way. All right, lift again. Up there.
Why don't I hold it? Why?
Let's try it again. Yep, we need to put more slats in there.
Oh, that's like right there.
Yeah. All right, I'm not gonna lift it this time. We're just gonna slide it over. Ready?
There's a little lift in there.
Alright, slide. Lift and slide. There. There we go. Alright. Now we'll lift that one.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. That is like right there.
Now for that side.
Share some room for your new friend. Thank you for joining us and see you in the next video.